thinking is not in line with all this civil whatever. It said the Oga then just said, level the place, level it, and we'll deal with the aftermath later.
My God.
But luckily, somebody applied a bit of wisdom, who was later to become a coup plotter himself. He applied a bit of wisdom, and they were able to smoke them out. Meanwhile, as they were doing that, we students in Benin were already demonstrating that we didn't support the coup.
Wow.
Before the coup was, yes. Came Mahmoud, Beifun, all of us, we hit the streets, headed for American and British, whatever it is, in Benin City, wearing black. They say we not agree. Students in those days, ask anybody to tell you the story of Ali Must Go.
Oh yes, of course, those were the days.
Okay, don't let me lose track.
Yes, indeed.
Something I wanted to also mention is that I'm not saying a reason, part of the reasons that these things happened, and I want the military to take note of this if they feel, is that the respect that we respect, and let me use the word fear because it's a general, I don't mean fear in that sense, but the respect and fear we've had for the military has waned because the military itself, because of our lack of discipline, our own lack of discipline, the military itself have not been properly packaged the way it used to be. I mean, for crying out loud, when I was even though my school was in military hospital premises, the sight of a soldier alone at that time, just the sight, would instill fear in you. And we held them in awe. But these days, we've bastardized everything. The military provide security. They sometimes you find them settling disputes. There's no discipline. Uniforms cross themselves. A naval officer is wearing camouflage in the city and all kinds of things. So, bit by bit, you've been chipping this thing at the edges. So that people no longer respect the military anymore like we used to. Unfortunately, our politicians typically have almost damaged, especially in the eastern part. I've seen videos of people who have 3-4 soldiers in their entourage, private citizens.
Yeah.
So it prevails on the military to tighten up that area. You need to because you see, I don't know who I spoke to, for example, and I said, Capi, okay, I think it was Blade. I said, why do soldiers march up and down, wasting time? He said, no. He said it's to keep them to think as a unit. That's why I say right, turn. Everybody turns right.
I see.
So you're used to being seen as a unit. If you read the philosophy behind setting up of the military, the uniforms, some of the things they do, everything has a reason. And we've even nowadays the recruitment is man no man. In those days it used to be tough job for you to get into NDA.
Wow. Tough job.
I had some friends. My 2 friends are gone. They were in the military. Tychus and Ewure. Yinkata. I used to call him Ewure.
Time flies.
The military and Olugbangoshe, the military need to bring back that because look, there's a myth created around. That's why people respect soldiers. That's why you hear people saying, if not for the uniform you are wearing, you know the consequences. Yeah. But that's just an aside. Kofi read out all the latest things that have happened. Another thing that caught my attention, and I want you to please listen: more destruction in Okwama. In Delta State, I'm reading from the Vanguard now, page 5. In Delta State, the army siege to the community continued. They are under siege. There was speculation that it might proceed to build a military barracks in the town. They're
not going anytime soon.
However, there is still conflicting information on the militant leader's origin, as some said he is paternally from the Awawa community, while others said he is a Kwagbe, very close to Okwama community. Detectives have kept him under surveillance since the March 14 killings of the military personnel, seeking information to seize him. Are you with me? You get it? An informed source told Vanguard that his mother from Igbomotoru took him back to her ancestral home after she parted ways with his father and remarried in a community where he grew up in the backwaters of Igbomotoru. He is also said to be the founder of a peace group and volunteer force, and is also involved in humanitarian work. He was reported to have renovated the dilapidated home of the late Niger Delta freedom fighter Isaac Boro. You know the story of Isaac Boro?
That's a serious one.
That's a serious one. Isaac Boro at Kamaima in Kolokuma, Okpokuma local government area of Bayelsa, and gave 1 million to the Boro family to support his anniversary.
Be a popular guy.
Yes. The suspect was described as an ardent disciple of Isaac Boro, who always celebrated Isaac Boro, the freedom fighter. While some said he also played a role in stemming crude oil theft in the Borno axis of the state, others claimed of the state. Others claimed he was into bunkering, claims that would not be independently verified. But behind the facade of philanthropic work, he is also said to have served as a thug to politicians in the last election. I also wanted to add, what respect, for example, look at what we are doing in the oil area, oil industry, in terms of security. You give the job to a private security unit. The private security unit is always coming in conflict with the military, such that the two of them now come to the marketplace to argue their case. How do you expect the military to have the expected level of supremacy in a security situation? There are things that we do that have serious implications. We keep telling our leaders. That's part of... Otherwise, I don't know, in my mind, and in any serious country, I don't know where any set of civilians would have had the thought to do what happened to. These things have been building up. So there is going to be a need. The challenge for President Tinubu is that under his watch, it would be nice if it was said that the military, the aura and whatever of the military was re-established. So that yes, because when it comes to security and conflict, you need somebody to have that aura of superiority over. Otherwise, this is what they're going to get. Now, is there any guarantee that something will not crop up in this community? We are not sure.
Volatile.
You lived in that area. Those boys have very little respect for anybody.
So Niger Delta is become a free-for-all.
Yes.
A free-for-all.
Yes.
A police lobby to be posted there so they can do what they want to do.
Oh, really?
Yes. Other security agencies whom I won't mention. Also, I've had lobby to be posted there so they can do what they do. Some of the things you won't see happen in Lagos and other parts of the country as far as police extortion and brutality is concerned. It's open, free reign in Niger Delta. Yes. It's deteriorated slowly. And so what you said about and you read about these men or boys being used by politicians is actually true.
Oh, yes.
It's actually true. So,
are they boys or men?
Well, both. We used to call them the boys. They should be, but they are men.
I thought they won't feel offended. They know you.
No. I mean, if they would have been offended, they would have been sins. So it's a sad situation. It's militancy mixed with oil bunkering and crude oil theft.
Yes, but also this thing had started when you go to parties and you see soldiers providing security, mixing up with bouncers, and when we were young, military were contained to the barracks.
Uncle Jimmy, you know what shocked me some years ago?
Yes.
When I saw a soldier collecting money at a checkpoint.
Oh yes.
For the first day I saw it, I was deflated. I parked my car and I felt. I just waited for a moment.
Oh yes.
Deflated.
Oh yes. When I remember again. Sorry, I keep throwing my age at it, but that's what I have in this job. When we were in school in university, not once when we had this biggest of the riots, did we see soldiers. Even Ali must go. Soldiers didn't come.
Wow.
The dreaded.
Wow.
The dreaded. The dreaded what do you call that was during military government though. It was the dreaded we had anti-riot police. Jesus Christ. If those guys showed up, you need to have a build up. You understand, and that that is what we're seeing. But let's go to the other one.
Souls rest in peace.
So
So we stay with Vanguard, this time on page 8. An interesting story here. Tinubu writes NAS seeks new salaries for judicial officers.
look at this has been going on for 3 days. The frenzy about judicial officers. What about the rest of the workers? If there's so much frenzy about judges' salaries, what about the rest of the workers? What about the minimum wage? You know? And he has sent an executive bill to the two arms of the National Assembly, the letter entitled Judicial Officers Holder Salaries and Allowances, Bill 2024. And the president, who noted that the bill would promote the independent capacity of the Nigerian judicial system, said the judicial office holder salaries and allowances seeks to prescribe salaries, allowances, benefits, and so on and so forth. The claim is that apart from Lagos judges are well paid. The doctors are not, the professors are not, but they're well paid. You understand? The political appointees are well paid. And I have a reason for emphasizing what I'm saying. The politicians are cutting the judiciary by a lot of things. Because I don't know why in Lagos, for example, you'd give a judge a house and those salaries, and you won't do the same thing for a doctor. You won't do the same thing for a professor. I have nothing against it. In fact, that's the way to go, if you ask me. But why pick the judiciary? Look at, we have 3 arms of government. This new complaint that you have, this imbalance is coming from the fact that the executive are well taken care of. The legislator,
So
I mean,
if you were in their shoes, maybe you do the same thing.
I will not be in their shoes. God forbid. I will not. It will be disrespectful to say that I would be in their shoes. I don't mean that I'm angry at you, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I understand.
I know the kind of people I mingle with. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
We need to stress these things. If we want our country to make any progress, we need to stress these things. I will not be identified with those people.
Uncle Jimmy, are you aware that the same thing happened in River State?
It happened everywhere.
Everywhere. They have houses.
It happens everywhere. That's what I brought. Look at what's going on in Haiti. Keep your eyes on the ball. You mean that in true conscience I would take 162 million from the treasury to buy myself a car? I not seen motor before.
Terrible.
Did you hear what El Rufai's son said?
About education.
When I make a joke about boys quarters boys, what do you think I'm talking about? He said, why would he? He said he didn't take. El Rufai's son, he said it. He said, what would I? It's nothing new to me. Why would I? Do you think in true conscience I would, when I started driving at the age of 16?
My God.
So, I'm just trying to for you to know, to get a feel of some of the things that I'm always talking about. I never see car before. Is there any one of them that doesn't have his own car? Why would you, in true conscience, go and take 160 million from the treasury, sit back, and the car is handed over to you? And worst of all, what have we done? Nothing.
Wow, judiciary.
Anyway, so that is the bill. So it establishes a new legal framework for remuneration of judicial officers and so on and so forth. So they will take care they'll take care of the judges, the justice system. Hey, I hope I never have a case.
That's what I was referring to. That's what I meant.
I'm better down on it.
Not the other one. That's what I meant.
So they've taken care of the judiciary. They've taken care of the legislature. The executive are taking care of themselves, and they've bound the rest of us to the Philistines because we still don't have a minimum wage. We're still paying people. Some people are not even getting the 30,000. What is 30,000? I went to the supermarket yesterday. I bought two tins of corned beef. I bought 1 tin of sardine. I bought this Lebanese flatbread. Flatbread. What else is that? I had picked air fresheners. Then the cashier told me, yes, this thing is now 4,000 something. I dropped it very quickly. I picked some bananas. I dropped it very quickly. When I was given a bill, 24,000.
It's well, okay, Jimmy. Things are up.
If I just say, Kofi, let me give you a little treat. So I'm not treating you. I'm not going to the high-end restaurant, just middle end.
No problem, sir.
We can't eat. No, put your hand down. We can't. Two of us can't. We probably, if you go to some of the restaurants, I'm thinking on the island here, you spend more than 30,000 to feed 2 of us.
Yeah. It's well. Sir, we look at a comment, and for those who want to call, please, you can call right now. We have some time to go. 0700-993-993-993. We
You
look
want
at a comment.
to pick calls on this program? You forgot? So we don't pick calls.
Okay. I thought I heard Barcelona but one time like that calling you.
No. We don't pick calls on this
are
one.
you sure? Okay, maybe I'm confusing with Daily Digest. The commentary in the Vanguard is on page 18.
Yes.
Sir, they're talking about Lagos emergency food markets.
Yes.
Eh.
A good initiative. Let me first of all establish that. It's good, but it's badly run. And that's what they're talking about. And calling on the governor is a very good initiative.
Okay.
If you can provide, it's better than, by the way, do you know that the palliatives, one day I got notice in my estate. My estate has 26 apartments.
I see.
Where I live.
Okay.
So we got, through the forum, we got that, the CDA said that they have allocation for 70 palliatives.
Are you sure they didn't?
The CDA. No, the CDA.
70 for the
CDA.
Oh, wow.
And he said we should now forward our names. They didn't say whether they were going to do it by ballot. I've never felt so insulted in my life.
70.
It's just 70.
Yeah, I thought you were say some thousands.
We started having fun on the forum. you know, 70, just 70.
Oh my God.
I've never felt so insulted in my life. That we should put, was it a NIN number? No, last round number. We are just an estate. We are just one estate, maybe out of about 50 something estates in the whole CDA. Out of all of us now, you want to give 70 palliatives. Scrap that nonsense. This is better. But the Vanguard says this is a very innovative approach for alleviating the hardship and hunger ravaging the people, because these markets are supposed to be selling to you at subsidized rates. And the Vanguard says we see it as a potentially the best idea in hunger alleviation. It is better than the so-called conditional cash transfers, which are perceived as corrupt bazaars for well-connected politicians and government officials. However, the Vanguard is worried about the implementation. It's always the implementation.
For that.
It says that already many people who visited the markets that have been opened have complained that the promised 25% discounts were not forthcoming. I'm going to go after the Commissioner for Agriculture and bring him here, whichever commissioner is in charge, to come and explain how it works and where the problem is. Okay. We urge Governor Sanwo-Olu to look into this allegation and take steps to ensure that this promise to the people is faithfully kept. I think at the point of payment, you're supposed to pay with some kind of card, and there'll be 25% deduction.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, so it's a win-win. The farmers, they can bring their wares. You will always get a 25% deduction, but there's a limit. You are not allowed to come and bring 10 lorries to come and cut everything you wear. No, that all that part, but the percentage is the worrying part. So apparently people who have gone have ended up paying commercial prices, and so we'd like the governor to please, and whoever is in charge of this, I'll get in touch with Mr. Motosho. Let's bring him here next week to educate our people on how it works. But the Vanguard also argues that the Sunday market initiative should be available to all comers, and every barrier must benefit from the discount. The Lagos State government should endeavor to open the markets in all the locations designated for them as soon as possible to enable everyone benefit. The Governor Sanwo-Olu should also set up a stakeholder monitoring committee. That can easily be done in their areas of jurisdiction. I'm sure you can get a nominee from each landlords association or whatever. You understand? Don't put politicians there, sir. Get from the landlords associations so they can monitor what's going on. Okay, it could be members, it could be the media, civil society, and religious bodies representatives who should report directly to his office. Also, some telephone and WhatsApp lines should be provided to the public.
True.
And we will gladly give you 1 hour here, Lagos State Government. I'd gladly give you 1 hour of my program to come next week to come and tell us how best we can benefit from
So some of the videos I saw said they even paying more than what they'll pay in regular market.
But you know that, to be fair to politicians, sometimes they have these programs, but it's within them. And then some citizens who want to make sure that people stay poor. Do you know that somebody could be cashing in on this 25% and taking it away? If you go check the books, maybe some returns or whatever minus the 24%, it's like what they did now. When you said 70 people from a CDA should come and take palliative. They know nobody will be. They know nobody will be interested.
I wish you anyway. Anyway,
Maybe I should have put my.
He should have.
If I put my name for, they quickly give me my uncle. This one is
Anyway, let's go back to The Guardian.
Yes.
Kanu's trial takes a space on page 8 of The Guardian. Huriwa, Human Rights Writers Association, is faulting the removal of Ozekome Ejiofor from its media team. They rather to that, Ohaneze youth urged Tinubu to release Kanu to restore peace in Southeast.
Okay, I mean, so one day we'll have to sit down and help government decide whether to just let this man go, which is the better of the two evils. But I found this story very odd. Kanu has picked his lawyers. Amongst his lawyers, apparently, was Ozekome and Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Okay, so he dropped them for whatever reason. And then, in a statement, then a group, Human Rights Writers Association, has said that he shouldn't have removed Mike Ozekome and Ifeanyi Ejiofor. It's within his rights. This is the first time I'm seeing this, and I'm going to pass this on to my good friend, the Sun, to explain to me what this is all about. Because they ended up embarrassing Ozekome in my own judgment. Because it says that the removal of Ozekome and Ejiofor came at a critical juncture in Kanu's legal battle, marked by the recent poor outing of the new set of lawyers. What's their business in that? The man himself has not complained. And I'm sure there's an ethical something coming up here. It says that the human rights group, this is a very embarrassing, the human rights group extolled Ozekome and Ejiofor for their vibrant legal representation, noting that their expertise and unwavering commitment to justice have been instrumental in navigating the complexities of Kanu's case. It highlighted Ozekome's legal acumen. This is what I think is very embarrassing to Ozekome, and I think he probably should disown this group to say he probably doesn't know them, or he did. Otherwise, the thinking that you will get is that maybe, and I don't believe Ozekome, he doesn't need that. He didn't become a son he doesn't need it.
True.
He doesn't. If they think they're doing him a favor, no. This is embarrassing. And he said it highlighted Ozekome's legal acumen. For God's sake, the guy is a senior advocate of Nigeria. And whether you like him or not, you can't dismiss him when it comes to legal whatever. And he says it has led to the dismissal of numerous charges against Kanu. Similarly, they acknowledged Ejiofor's steadfast advocacy and unwavering commitment to his client's cause, despite facing personal risks, including alleged assassination attempts and tragic losses. I call on the NBA to please investigate this so that they can exonerate Ozekome. Otherwise, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look tidy. It doesn't look good. And this is a big embarrassment to a man who has made a name for himself over the years. I expect by today that Ozekome, first of all, will disown himself. A man who has a case has a right to pick his lawyer. I don't know why you'd want to go public and fight for a lawyer to that. He must be included in. I don't get it. And why it should be on the pages of newspaper. And then you will now be describing, are you saying his present lawyers are not competent? And then you now be, this is more or less like an advertisement. They extolled Ozekome for their vibrant legal representation, and then they say it highlighted Ozekome's legal acumen. It'll be nice.
Something is strange about it.
Something is strange about it, and it would be nice for the NBA to look into this. So it doesn't look like some kind of advertisement, which I'm sure it isn't. Okay, let's get to the news. Lagos community sharing water with cows. Beg Wiki for a hole. I don't know what that means. Women should be exempted from paying tax during maternity leave. Do you think so?
I commend my reserve.
Just land dispute. Court rules in favor of community. Husband sues wife for allegedly getting pregnant for another man twice. Ali, a plumber, Desmond Igbo, on Tuesday dragged his wife Rosemary before a customary court time.
Oh no, you have about 50 seconds.
50 seconds. Okay, there's no point trying to read all that. Hotel manager's mother suspected ladies whip in court and so on and so forth. Okay, we're ready.
So I've learned how to respond to you. You always setting traps for me. That question was a trap. I tactically avoided falling into it. Like you said amen last time and I responded. We have to go.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
Captain Blade is coming at 9.
Fantastic.
Is your heart racing because your MTN line is blocked? You can't make calls?
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria